Hey there, welcome back to another midweek. My name is Brighton, and this week I'm joined with Ben Raber. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
Glad to have you with us. He is the director at Network Ministries. In May, we're doing Community Connections Month. And so you may remember Ben, he had an interview with Jay this past Sunday. So we just want to have a few more words and get to know Ben and Network a little bit more. So before we kind of kick off, would you mind telling the people what is Network? You gave a great synopsis of the ministry, and you do a lot of stuff here in the community. So please share that.
Yeah, so great question. Our mission as an organization is to share in the love of Christ with those who are most vulnerable. And we especially seek to equip children and young adults with the skills necessary for four things: spiritual growth, academic achievement, life management, and Christian leadership. So how do we accomplish that mission? For us at Network, we accomplish that mission through a variety of after-school and summer activities for youth. So you're familiar with the after-school concept. I know King Street has its own amazing after-school ministry. For us, our base after-school programs for elementary and middle school programs are a place where kids receive homework assistance, a snack or a meal. We do a Bible lesson together, recreation, arts and crafts, a whole bunch of fun activities with kids. And then if you're plugged into those, then you really have the opportunity to plug into some of our other extras that we offer. So, for example, we offer music lessons every week for kids that want to learn piano, guitar, drums, really any instrument that a volunteer would be able to teach that a kid would have interest in learning. So we are doing music lessons every week with kids. Another thing that we do with kids is basketball ministry. So we partner with another amazing ministry in our community called Young Life. And at the YMCA, we do an outreach every week for 20 to 30 high school guys. It's a simple model. We play basketball, and halfway through, we stop and share a message from the Gospels focused on Jesus. So out of the basketball ministry there, we also put a team in our local church rec league where our high school students compete against King Street teams.
Friendly competition.
The competition is fierce. One of the things I love about that league, though, is that I think a lot of the coaches, they have a vision for something bigger than just winning on the court, and that is really pouring into the young men in our community. And so ultimately, we are very much on the same team. We also have a community garden at Network, and in the garden, kids are learning all kinds of important skills like teamwork, responsibility. If you work hard, you get fruit from your labor. And then the stuff that we grow there, some of that goes home to families, some of it we use for snacks and meals at Network. And then we also set up a stand a block from King Street Church at the local farmers market at North Square on Saturday mornings, and we sell to the public. And in that context, kids are learning basic business skills, how to interact with the public. When somebody hands you a $10 bill and you have to make change, all of a sudden math class at school matters a lot more, right? And so the garden has just been this amazing springboard for all kinds of learning within that context. We also have step and dance teams, performing arts, where kids are learning to step or to dance or drama. And we put what they're doing to song, or we'll act something out, and then we go out in the community and perform at local churches like King Street and at community events. So that's been really cool for kids to plug in there. What else do we do? What did I miss? Hiking and boating. When the weather's nice, we get out and we hike and we boat. It's one of the things I love about this area is there's a lot of beauty, and you can go out and spend time just enjoying the beauty of God's creation. When the weather's nice, and sometimes even when the weather's not nice.
Right.
we
Sure.
So so all of these activities for youth, there's several I didn't cover, but the whole point of all of them is just to build relationships with kids. And then out of those relationships, we really have tremendous opportunity to minister to kids, to care for kids, to share the good news of Jesus. And that's just so needed in our community. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thanks so much for sharing
Yeah.
all of that. So in all of those different avenues and connection points with students, is there a specific way or maybe a small way that you're seeing God at work, moving through your ministry, through your leaders, through your students?
Yeah, one of the ways I think I see God at work right now is we are really just working hard at trying to equip kids with crucial skills. And so one of the areas that we see a great need for skills in our neighborhood, there's been some tough stuff that's happened in the neighborhood recently, and we're really trying to equip kids with skills so that they can be ministers of reconciliation, so they have conflict resolution skills. So a thing that I've witnessed numerous times is our staff just engaging with youth, whether that's one-on-one, small group, or larger group, to have conversations about crucial things like forgiveness, right?
Wow.
How do we learn to forgive? Where do you learn that skill? Well, that's not an easy one when somebody wrongs you. To forgive, how do you learn emotional regulation, right? How do you learn communication, to communicate things that are deep on your heart that you might not necessarily have words for? How do you start to gain those skills? And then what is the fruit of that? I think, so we've seen our staff really pouring into kids on that front. And I think it's been powerful to see kids gaining those skills. And I think the fruit of that is that our prayer is that kids would become the peacemakers and healers and transformers that our town needs so desperately, but also our whole world really needs that. And so we have gospel of peace, and so it feels like a timely time to be proclaiming Jesus right now.
Absolutely. And it's so great that, like, yes, our city needs that, like our community needs that, the world needs that, and it's so great that you're doing it through and in the love of Christ, right? And how powerful that is to be able to be day to day with these students, and it's like not one big moment of like, oh, here's Christ, but it's showing them Christ little by little.
I mean, Jesus himself, he didn't come and just download the info to the disciples and then I'm out of here.
Here's the New Testament.
Right? He spent years. And so I think for us, if we want kids to grow in skills, like, it just doesn't happen overnight. We hope and pray for, those God moments where something big really happens, and sometimes they do. But for the most part, I think it's pouring into youth over the course of many months and many years. I think that is really crucial. And I just think our youth are worth investing in, they're worth pouring into. They're the future, and they just have so much potential. And so we just really want to see them reach their God-given potential. I think sometimes it just goes untapped in kids. And we've seen many kids, really do amazing stuff after high school, but we've also seen kids that have gone down a path that's been troubling. And so we're really trying to catch them and steer them towards Christ and towards being the kind of people that can then give back to our community and to our local churches and plug in. So
absolutely. And with May here at King Street Church being our Community Connections Month, we've been partnering. Like, Network is not a new partner with King Street Church, but we want to just highlight a few organizations that are the hands and feet of Christ. And so I'm just wondering, if someone has on their heart and they're thinking about serving, connecting with Network Ministries, what might be some potential opportunities to serve that people might have at Network? You could definitely plug in. We'd love to have you. I think more than anything, we covet your prayers. Secondly, we are 100% locally supported by people like you that believe in this work, and so we value your giving. But then I think the really exciting part is volunteering, and so we have a need for people to plug in this summer with the garden, with the market effort. We'd love to have people plug in, and you don't have to be a gardener.
because the point really is to build relationships with kids. You can learn along the way. That's what we're doing. So the Gardens of Context this summer, we'd love to have help. I think as we head into next school year, we'd love to have more help with our after-school activities and especially our music lessons. If you have a musical gift and you think you might want to connect with some youth using that gift, that's a great opportunity for you.
Nice.
Some of our volunteers, they just do one lesson a week. It could be that simple, and then others will say, well, I'll teach several kids. So those are some of the ways that people can plug in.
And the music, that would be for next school year?
Yeah, so next August, next September is when we start ramping up the music program again. So we're winding down. We have kids performing we have an annual step show coming up here in May. And so we have kids that are gonna perform at that. And then we'll take a break for the summer with that particular focus. So,
Very cool. And one of the other things that you said was coveting our prayers. So I know you shared with Pastor Jay as well, but mind just reminding people, like, what are the 2 or 3 prayer points that people could be praying for Network Ministries? Yeah,
great. We asked some of our parents about ways that we could pray, and some of the things they highlighted to us. One, peace in the neighborhood. That's just really, when it's your own neighborhood, when it's on your own block, there's tough stuff happening. I think our parents are just longing for safety and to know that things are okay. And so, we're really praying for peace in the neighborhood. We're also, housing has been a challenge for many of our families, as I highlighted in the services earlier this week. And then the last thing, prayer point, is just really to pray for our youth. They're in such a formative time of their life. We really want to shape them in the right direction. They need to be discipled though, and to learn who Jesus is and what he's all about. And so pray for us as we really pour into them, that their hearts would be soft and ready for God to work in their hearts. So
amazing. Well, thanks so much, Ben. Did you have one last thing, or I didn't want to cut you off?
No.
All great. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for you for being here. Thanks for tuning in and hearing more from Ben about Network Ministries. So yes, if you want to get connected, you can reach out to them, go to their website.
The website's a great place to connect.
network-ministries.org.
You got it.
Oh, nailed it.
It's that simple.
Go there, and hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.